Hey, what's up, everybody? This is DX Strike, and welcome back to Game Fiends. I am here with some Spider-Man news. Well, not really Spider-Man news, but Spider-Man idea or a Spider-Man suggestion. And I think this is really interesting because this has been something I've been thinking about ever since I played Miles Morales, and this is more so leaning to the traversal aspects and mechanics of the game. Now, we all know if you played the first Spider-Man and then played the Miles Morales Spider-Man, you can see and feel that the traversal mechanics are so much better on Miles Morales. Now, I'm not saying I didn't like the original, because the original was amazing, but you just knew that you can expand on the mechanics as far as his traversal, and you know it's just going to get better and better as the games come out. And once Miles Morales came back, you just felt so stiff with Peter once you played the remaster compared to if you play Miles Morales. And they added the mechanic where you can use the Venom powers when swinging around and jumping in the air and stuff like that, and it just made it feel so much better and faster traversing the city, and so much accessible. And also the different tricks and the variety of tricks you can do, and how free his body and animations was when he was swinging, it just felt so good. So you just know for the next Peter installation, it's going to be even crazier. And I just came across this article on Game Rant pertaining to the next Spider-Man game. Like I said, this is just Spider-Man idea and suggestion. This hasn't came out from Insomnia Games themselves, just fans and people just giving out ideas. And it says Spider-Man 2 gameplay idea will completely change how players explore the city. See this dope picture of the Spider-Man. Always love that end scene. Always love that picture. It's just freaking amazing. It's just dope. So this article pretty much talk about how the game has just redefined open world traversal as far as in cities and stuff like that in games. And it really did. It really made it seem much more fresh, much more fast paced, and just so much better than its original predecessors. So it just goes in deeper detail about that. But then it says, then this is where it gets even deeper. It says Insomnia Games was able to take Marvel Spider-Man's traversal and elevate it further in Marvel Spider-Man's Miles Morales, which is what I just said. Then it says where players are able to use bioelectric venom in mid-air to launch themselves forward. However, Miles' individual adventure was not a direct sequel to Marvel Spider-Man, and fans have been wondering what Insomniac may add to the next game. Alright, cool. So we're just gonna click on this. And this, I don't know, this is something I just been thinking about ever since I played Spider-Man Miles Morales. Alright, what can they do to make Peter swinging style way more different than Miles' swinging style and make it way more fun or just as fun? And this fan just came up with an idea which it shouldn't have slipped my mind. It should have been like the first thing I thought of. So we're just going to read into this. Then it says, many fans feel Marvel's Spider-Man has helped redefine open world traversal. Now, Miles Morales' extensive traversal with Venom mechanics in mid-air, but Miles Morales is not a direct sequel, and fans are eager to see more. One fan shared a clip from Spider-Man Far From Home that shows Peter Parker gliding. See, I already know. Already knew where this was going. Then it says this fan wants to see a gliding mechanic incorporated into a sequel. From web slinging to wall running, Marvel Spider-Man already has a lot of mechanics. Gliding could be implemented in a number of ways and add to the sequel's openness. Now, a gliding mechanic is definitely dope. It's also a classic way to bring in a classic feature from the comic books. Spider-Man haven't really had the web gliders for a long time, and them adding them in Far From Home, and it was just a really nostalgic thing. So to see it in the game will also be dope, and it'd be different for any Spider-Man game, because Spider-Man games never really had the gliding mechanic within the Spider-Man games. I mean, they did have added the webbing under his arms in Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro, and that was on PlayStation 1, but it never really added to the mechanic. It was just decoration just to say, hey, this is a thing Spider-Man has on his body. At first, I wasn't really a big fan of the webbings, but as I got older and I became more of a Spider-Man fan, the webbings under his arms is actually a really cool idea. Just imagine just swinging him across the city, and you swinging and you do a flip after swinging, and then you break out of the flip into the gliding position, and you're gliding over the city. Then you close your arms and dive down into the city, then break out of that into a swing, back into a trick, run off the wall, swing again, and then break out of the swing into the web gliders again. That would be freaking awesome. I would really love to see that pulled off, and it'll definitely show the differences between Spider-Man and Miles when you're traversing the city, because you already see the difference between the combat, and well, you definitely still see the difference between swinging. Peter's swinging is more together, it's like an elegance to it, and Miles's swinging is more free-formed. Like he's just wild and free. It's a free spirit, as you can tell from his body just swinging everywhere, just letting his body just go free and just like flipping all over the place, which I also always find it dope, especially ever since seeing it in the Spider-Verse. I just automatically knew that when they showed Miles swinging in the first trailer of the Miles Morales game, I knew exactly where they got his mannerisms and everything, his positioning, his swinging animations and everything. So I thought that was pretty cool. But what do you guys think? Do you think that adding the webbing on his arms and letting him glide would be a nice feature to have, and also add more to his swinging and add more uniqueness compared to Miles Morales and stuff like that? What do you guys think? If you like this video, drop a comment and like and subscribe. I'm DX Strike, and this was Game Fiends. See you Game Fiends later.